What's up, motherfucker?
Hold on, I hope y'all watching this shit.
First round, real quick.
People that are in those training rooms with him know how good
Because he just knocks dudes out real quick in the first round.
Yeah, but now we're gonna get a good. I might fuck with this guy. He just, to me, I thought he was a con artist. No, just based off his look.
They're edgy. Holy shit! What the hell just happened?
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Easy Money, a sports betting show, Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. Got a big show today. Got some NBA games. We don't have a whole lot of live games today. I mean, we got some hockey, but not a whole lot of live basketball. We got a few NBA games. Then you got two play-in games for the NCAA tournament tonight. We'll talk about those. But before we get started, don't forget we're live Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. Come join us. We're giving out winners. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We're also live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 with GSR Gonzo Sports Room, our sports talk show. That show's also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can also find both those shows in podcast form at Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where we share everything about our shows, whether it's our daily picks for Easy Money, a sports betting show, to interview announcements, just to big live stream announcements. Everything goes to our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Gonzo Sports Room. Check out our YouTube page at Gonzo Sports Room. We got a lot of content on there. Please hit that subscribe button. We'd greatly appreciate it. If you're watching on Facebook, please hit the follow and like buttons as well. Please share with a friend. We would appreciate all the support. All right. Hope everybody's having a great day today. We're getting off to a good day. Like I said, got some NCAA basketball that starts this evening at 6:40 p.m. As you have Texas A&M Corpus Christi against Texas Southern. And then at 9:10 p.m. Eastern tonight, you have the Indiana Hoosiers versus Wyoming. We will be doing a live watch along in reaction to the IU game tonight, starting at 9 o'clock. That'll be on YouTube and Facebook at Gonzo Sports Room. So come join us for that, for live watch along in reaction to IU versus IU's first four game. All right, let's go ahead and start. We'll start in the NBA, and then we'll move on. We'll talk some March Madness as well. In the NBA, first game we have is the Brooklyn Nets at the Orlando Magic. The Nets are 10.5-point favorites. They're minus 520 on the money line. The Magic are plus 400 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 232. The Nets are 35-33 on the season. They've won 3 straight. They are 7-21 their last 28 games as a favorite. They're coming off a win over the Knicks, and Seth Curry and Thomas are both questionable for tonight's game. The Orlando Magic are 18-51 on the season. They are 7-24 at home. They have the worst record in the East, and they are 4-0 ATS their last 4 games as an underdog. So they have been covering the spreads. They have been a little bit more competitive here lately. I like the Brooklyn Nets to win this game, but I'm not laying 10.5 points. The Nets the Nets are a good team, but if Curry's out, that misses some shooting for them. Yes, they still have Durant and Harden. I think the Nets win this game, but I lean more toward the over the 232 in this game than I do a side. Just because, like I said, the Magic can play tough, but I don't trust the Magic to cover either. So in the Brooklyn Orlando game, I like the over the 232. Next game we have Memphis Grizzlies at the Indiana Pacers. The Grizzlies are 7.5-point favorites on the road. They're minus 290 on the money line. The Pacers are plus 235 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 234.5. The Grizzlies are 47-22 on the season. The Grizzlies have been kind of a surprise team this year. Ja Morant has even elevated his game more, starting to turn into a superstar in the league. There for a while, people was even mentioning Ja Morant in the MVP category. So he's had a great year. And the Grizzlies as a team have had a lot better year than what people expected. They're 47-22. They are on a 3-game winning streak. They're 10-4 ATS their last 14 games as a road favorite. But in this game tonight, Morant's doubtful with back issues. So there might not. So Grizzlies very well could be without Morant tonight. The Pacers, they're 23-46. And this has just been a dumpster fire of a season for the Pacers. Come into the season with, I'm not going to say like high expectations, but you came into the season with expectations of being probably like a top 6 team in the East and being in the playoffs. Instead, you come into the season, have a lot of injuries, end up blowing the team up, trading away Sabonis, trading away, bringing in Halliburton and Hield, bringing in those guys after you traded away Levert and Sabonis. So you basically blew up the team and are going back into almost a rebuild mode. I still think they have a pretty decent team if they could stay healthy, but Brogdon's still missing, still been in and out. So Pacers have not had a great season. They have been playing a little bit better here as of late. They lost a close game the other night. I think I can see Memphis winning this game, but if Morant's not playing, I like the Pacers at the plus 7.5. I just think it'll be a closer game, especially without Morant. So I'm taking the Pacers at the plus 7.5. Now, if I find out Morant's playing, I might pull off of that and maybe just go with the over the 234.5. But I like the Pacers at the plus 7.5. I lean toward the over the 234.5 in this game here. Then we have the Detroit Pistons at the Miami Heat. The Pistons have been one of the worst teams in the NBA. The Heat are 13-point favorites in this game at home. They're minus 950 on the money line. The Pistons are plus 640 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 215. The Pistons, like I said, have been one of the worst teams in the league. They're 18-50 on the season. They are 7-27 on the road. They are 5-0 ATS their last 5 as a road dog. So they have been covering here as of late. But they're just not a very good team. Miami Heat are 45-24 on the season. They're 15 games above 500 at home. They're coming off a loss to the T-Wolves, which was a hard fought game there. I like the Heat in this game. I just don't like giving up 13 points, but I like the over the 215 in this game. Then the last game in the NBA tonight, you have the Phoenix Suns at the New Orleans Pelicans. The Suns are 4.5-point favorites on the road. They're minus 196 on the money line. The Pelicans are plus 164 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 231. The Suns are 54-14 on the season. They've been basically the best team in the NBA all season. And they've had some injuries that really haven't slowed them down that much. Chris Paul's out. Booker was out with on health and safety protocols there for a little bit last week. He's back now. I think they'll get Chris Paul back maybe around playoff time. But the Suns are 25-6 on the road, 54-14 overall. They're coming off a win over the Lakers, and they are 9-4 ATS for the last 13 road games. The Pelicans are 28-40 on the season. They've been playing a lot better as of late. They got off to a terrible start to the season, and then started playing a little better. Then they picked up McCollum at the trade deadline, and since then they were even playing better. They're coming off a win over the Rockets. They're 1-4 ATS their last 5, but it does look like there's a good chance they're going to get CJ McCollum back tonight. I think this will be a decent game, but I like the Phoenix Suns here at the minus 4.5. All right, that is all the NBA games that we have tonight. So let's move over. Actually, before we jump into the college basketball, let's take a look at some of the NHL games we have tonight. At 7:07 Eastern, you have the Anaheim Ducks at the New York Rangers. The Rangers are minus 1.5 on the puck line, minus 205 on the money line. The Ducks are plus 168 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 6. I like the Rangers in this game at the minus 1.5 on the puck line. I have the Islanders at the Capitals. Capitals are minus 1.5 on the puck line, minus 162 on the money line. The Islanders are plus 134 on the money line. Over-under for this game is at 5.5. I like the over the 5.5. Arizona Coyotes at the Montreal Canadiens. The Canadiens are minus 1.5 on the puck line, minus 172 on the money line. Coyotes are plus 140 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 6.5. I lean toward the Canadiens on the money line in this game. The Dallas Stars at the Maple Leafs. The Stars are plus 116 on the money line. Canadiens minus 172 on the money line. Over-under is at 6.5. Dallas Stars at the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Dallas Stars are plus 116 on the money line. And the Toronto Maple Leafs are minus 140 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 6.5. You have the Pittsburgh Penguins at the Nashville Predators. The Penguins are minus 110 on the money line. The Predators are also minus 110 on the money line. This game is a pick 'em, and the over-under for this game is set at 6. You have the Vegas Golden Knights at the Winnipeg Jets. The Jets are minus 132 on the money line. Vegas is plus 110 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 6.5. I like. Okay, then we have the Boston Bruins at the Chicago Blackhawks. The Bruins are minus 178 on the money line, and the Blackhawks are plus 146 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 6. Then you have the New Jersey Devils at the Vancouver Canucks. The Devils are plus 116 on the money line. The Canucks are minus 140 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 6.5. All right, before we move over to NCAA basketball, don't forget we will be live tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern with a special edition of GSR Gonzo Sports Room, as we'll be doing a live watch along and reaction to the IU versus Wyoming first 4 game tonight. So come join us 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Facebook at Gonzo Sports Room. As we'll be, like I said, we'll be doing a live watch along and reaction to the IU versus Wyoming game. Should be a good game. Hopefully IU can get a win and advance to the round of 64. But all right, speaking of college basketball, tonight we have 2 first 4 games. We'll talk about those, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the overall tournament. In the first game tonight, you have Texas A&M Corpus Christi against Texas Southern. Texas Southern is a 3.5 point favorite, minus 178 on the money line. A&M Corpus Christi is plus 146 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 136.5. A&M Corpus Christi is 23-4 on the season. This is their first tournament appearance in over 15 years. They average 77 points per game, and they are 4-0 ATS their last 4. Texas Southern is 18-12 on the season. They're a balanced team, but they're real strong on defense. They switch their defenses up. Sometimes they'll play man, sometimes they'll play zone, sometimes they'll trap. They do a lot of different things that you don't see a lot of college defenses do anymore. I like Texas Southern in this game. At the I'm going to take Texas Southern on the money line at the minus 178. I'm not going to worry about giving up the 3.5 points. I think it's going to be a good game to kick off the tournament. But I just think Texas Southern has played a better level of competition than Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and that Texas Southern defense is going to cause Texas A&M Corpus Christi a lot of trouble. So I go with Texas Southern on the money line, and I could see, and then I lean toward the under the 136. All right, and then the second game tonight, you have the Indiana Hoosiers against Wyoming. Indiana is a 4-point favorite. They're a minus 192 on the money line. Wyoming is plus 158 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 132.5. IU is 20-13 on the season. I thought IU would. I didn't think they would be in the first 4 game, to be honest with you. I thought the way they had played, especially toward the end of the season, and some of the wins they had, they'd be a little hot. Wouldn't have been in the first 4 they'd been in, but they allow 66 points per game. They're pretty good defensively. They had a good Big Ten tournament. Beat Michigan, then upset, then beat the number 1 seed in the Big Ten tournament, Illinois, and then fell short on the last second shot against Iowa in the semifinals. Wyoming has allowed 66 points per game as well. They're 25-8 on the season. They're coming off a loss to Boise State. I think IU wins this game. I'm going with IU at the minus 192 on the money line, or at the -4. Either way, I would take them either way. I just think IU is more battle tested. They played a tougher schedule than Wyoming has. Being in the Big Ten, them teams beat up on each other all the time, and the Big Ten is a physical style of play. I think IU is going to be able to get physical with Wyoming in this game, and I just think IU's more battle tested. So I think I like IU here. Uh, like I said, I would take them at the -4 or money line. They got this set on right about the average here. I would take the under the 132. I think IU is going to be able to slow Wyoming scoring down. Uh, but I do think this is going to. So I would say under 132, and I like IU on the spread or the money line. Like I said, don't forget we will be live tonight with live reaction and watch along to IU and Wyoming on our YouTube and Facebook at Gonzo Sports Room. Come join us for that tonight. Should be a fun night. But all right. Then tomorrow we have two playing games as well, or two first four games as well, as you have Bryant against Wright State. Wright State's a 3.5-point favorite. They're minus 170 on the money line. Bryant is plus 140 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 155. I like Wright State in this game, but hey, Bryant shoots a lot of 3-pointers. If they get hot, they can be tough to beat. I just think Wright State's a little bit more battle tested than what Bryant has been. I like Wright State at the minus 170 on the money line, and I would lean toward the under the 155 in this game. All right, next game we have for tomorrow night is Notre Dame at Rutgers. Notre Dame's a 1-point favorite in this game. They're minus 114 on the money line. Rutgers is minus 105 on the money line. This will be the last of the first four games. This game's Wednesday night at 9:10 p.m. Eastern. So we'll talk a little bit more about it tomorrow as well. But I like Rutgers in this game. Like I said, this game's almost a pick 'em. Over-unders at 131.5. I like Rutgers. Rutgers has played, to me, a tougher schedule than what Notre Dame has. If you look at the quad one games, Notre Dame is 2-8, where Rutgers is 6-6. This has been back-to-back appearances for Rutgers. And I just think Geo Baker and Ron Harper Jr. are going to carry Rutgers to another a win here and get them in the round of 64 of the tournament. They won one or two games last year in the NCAA tournament as well. I like Rutgers in this game at the minus 105 on the money line. All right, that's all the NCAA games for the first four games. The rest of the games start on Thursday. Some notes about the tournament here, real quick, before we do move on. Right now, Gonzaga is the favorite to win. If you go by the sports books, Gonzaga is the favorite to win the NCAA tournament at plus 300. Arizona at plus 600. Kentucky plus 850. Kansas plus 1,000. Baylor plus 1,200. And Auburn plus 1,600. The favorite to be in the finals is Gonzaga versus Arizona at plus 950. Gonzaga versus Kansas at plus 1,000. Gonzaga versus Auburn at plus 1,600. And Gonzaga versus Iowa at plus 2,200. And then, so your number one seeds in the tournament are Gonzaga, Arizona, Kansas, and Baylor. I think the toughest region is the Midwest, where you have Kansas is the number one seed, and you have Iowa and Auburn all on that side. Iowa's been one of the hottest teams in the country coming out of the conference tournament. And Auburn's a good team. They just got to be a little more consistent. Then you have, I think, the number one seed with the easiest path to get to the finals is Arizona. A first round game that really catches my eye: North Carolina and Marquette 8-9 matchup. Both teams have experienced guard play. This should be a great game. I thought Texas A&M got snubbed by the tournament committee, especially after going on a seven game win streak before losing to Tennessee in the SEC tournament championship. I thought A&M would have made it in maybe over like Michigan or somebody like that. Some second round games that we might be able to get that I think we're going to be some interesting matchups. IU at St. Mary's, Houston against Illinois, a 5-4 matchup. I think it's going to be a fun one to watch. Michigan State and Duke could be a fun one to watch. Baylor at North Carolina will also be interesting. Texas and Purdue, and then Iowa and Providence in another 5-4 matchup. So there's some a lot of second round probable matchups that could be real good. We're going to see some upsets in that first round on Thursday and Friday, if not any tonight. That's what makes the tournament so fun, is you never know what's really going to happen. All right. Let's get to my picks of the day before we get out of here. All right, my picks of the day. In the NBA, I'm going. Wait a minute. Turn the wrong way. There we go. Here's the day's game. All right, I'm going to take the Indiana Pacers plus 7.5. Phoenix Suns minus 4.5. The Heat and Pistons over 215. And then in college basketball tonight, I like IU money line and Texas Southern both money line. So to recap my picks for tonight: Texas Southern money line, IU money line, and then in the NBA, Pacers plus 7.5, Pistons Heat over 215, and the Suns Pelicans minus 4.5. Heck, I picked every other NBA game, so let's go ahead and throw a pick in there for the last NBA game I didn't pick. Let's go Nets Magic over 232. So Nets Magic over 232, Pacers plus 7.5, Heat Pistons over 215, Suns minus 4.5 in the NBA tonight. And then the first 4 games tonight, I like IU money line and Texas Southern money line. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Don't forget, we will be live tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, with a live watch along and reaction to Indiana Hoosiers against Wyoming in the NCAA First Four game. Come join us for that tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Facebook at Gonzo Sports Room. We're also live every Monday through Friday with Easy Money and Sports Betting Show, 1 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Come join us. We're giving out winners. We're live Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 7 with GSR Gonzo Sports Room, our sports talk show. Come join us for that. It's always a good time. You can find GSR Gonzo Sports Room and Easy Money and Sports Betting Show in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. We also have a new pro wrestling podcast out, GWR Gonzo's Wrestling Room. You can find it in podcast format, Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find it. You can also find the video version if you'd like to watch the video version of it on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. New episodes drop every Sunday at 9 a.m. Check our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports/merch. You see some of our t-shirts here behind me. We have hats, hoodies, long sleeve tees, a lot of different things on there. Also, if you live around the Muncie area, I will have some GWR shirts, new GWR shirts, a little different design than this, that on hand here in probably the next week or so. So if you need a shirt, get a hold of me. All right, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Hope everybody has a great day. Starting March Madness tonight. On Thursday is when the real madness starts, where there's games all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, and all day Sunday. Don't forget, join us tonight, 9 Eastern, for live watch along and reaction to the Indiana Hoosier and Wyoming Cowboy game. Should be a fun game to watch. We will see you guys hopefully tonight. If not, we'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Have a great day. Peace.